we are once again doing more suggestion sessions for the people. This is my homie Jake. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hello everybody, my name is Jake Barabas. Came here to talk about some great music with a good friend.
Oh, we go way back. I say that on a lot of the suggestion sessions that I do with my homies, but like, this is way back. Like, y'all don't even know. We are here today to get to the main man, John Mayer. The Search for Everything Wave 1. The first wave of the album he's gearing up to release.
The album he's doing, yes. He said in an interview that he wanted to be known as a writer when he died above everything else. And, you know, it's his first album coming out since Paradise Valley in 2013.
Yeah.
And he said there was so much good music on it that he wanted to release it in waves of 4 songs.
Yeah.
Each wave.
I actually have Paradise Valley in my collection over there, too. One of these days, I should do an episode just of everything that's in my collection. Because it's really just overflowing. But one of these days, I'll get to that. But as of right now, we are here to get to the new release from John Mayer, which, as you touched on, Paradise Valley was in 2013. That's crazy that this man hasn't dropped, like, a whole collective album in the span of 4 years. But I feel like artists like to do that so that, like, the material can be as pure as possible.
Absolutely, and I mean, he's been touring with other people like the Dead and Company and like, you know, kind of being the lead man for that.
Right.
And just doing a bunch of other different projects. But I mean, it's good to see him, you know, get back to his roots and like, you know, what he's known for.
Of course. I remember the first time that John Mayer really like took a hold on me. It was, of course, you know, this is going to sound really commercial and fanboyish, but it was the Continuum album. And I remember I saw him perform, I think, on either Ellen or Oprah or somewhere. He did Waiting on the World to Change. And I was like, that song is dope. Hit iTunes and I was like, all right, let me get this. And then the album dropped and I was like, okay, like this is crazy. I think that was one of the few albums that really put me on a pathway to listen to other types of genres and really just broaden my horizons as a listener. And then, you know, I knew about him from Say, Daughters, Your Body is a Wonderland, and, you know, all of that stuff. And then I found out that he was background vocals on Commons Go that Kanye did. That's him on Go. That's John Mayer. Kanye's over there, and on the count of 3. And then, you know, Common does all the rapping. But the dude saying Go, it's John Mayer.
John Mayer.
Crazy. And then he was on Frank Ocean's album.
Oh, yeah.
He performed with Frank Ocean on SNL. And then Frank Ocean was on his album. And now Frank Ocean is everywhere. I'm just really happy that Frank has not decided to go away after dropping the project. Like, he was just like, I'm here again, and I'm not going to just disappear like I did the last time. I thank you, Frank. But this episode isn't about Frank. It's about John.
It's about my man John.
So I think because now they know a little bit about John, they know how me messing with John, and they know that John is just one of the dopest to do it. Should we just jump into the EP?
Absolutely.
All right, without further ado, this is The Search for Everything, Wave 1 by John Mayer. Number 1, Moving On and Getting Over. Ooh. Ooh. Like beach cruise music?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Cause you've been gone, growing older, but I still can't seem to get you off my mind.
Okay. It's like poppy, but it's soulful.
Yeah.
You know, like it's got a bounce to it, but
They had like the little funk guitar likes coming in.
I'm definitely getting Prince vibes off of this one.
Yeah.
Like the musicology era.
Oh, yeah.
Woo. He's ever so smooth on that guitar. Like that's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Very sensual.
Moving on and getting over, but not the friends that you used to be.
I'm loving these analogies. That's crazy.
Since I got to hold you, but off my mind. All the time.
Okay, come through with the vocals.
Tell me I can have the fact you love me to hold on to. I'm getting over. I got to get over.
Woo!
Moving on.
That's crazy.
Getting over.
Okay, who's on the drums? That was crazy. That was nice. Ooh, okay. That is absolutely insane.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. EP's off to a crazy start, y'all. This man, John Mayer, off the top, it's already a dope EP. Like,
Absolutely.
done deal. It's over. It's over. Number 2, Changing.
I am not done changing out on the run.
Definitely a softer vibe at the start of the EP.
Switch up.
I may be old and I may be young, but I am not done changing. Some of us stopped running
That lower register is crazy.
All of a sudden, it just becomes so big with the reverb he has on his guitars and everything as it opens up.
I'm saying, yeah. He just like opens it up with the breakbeat from the drums that just came in.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Reminds me about changing. Time's been talking to me.
It kind of has a country feel to it too.
Yeah. It's like every statement he makes, he's playing off of it with the guitar.
This feels like, you know, you telling stories about your life with your friends over a beer and open fire, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, and he takes it to the blues with the guitar solo.
Absolutely. The
Oh my
transition's so
god.
easy.
It's so fluid that you don't even pick it up unless you like talk about it.
Yeah.
That is insane. It's a completely different song.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just exploring, like, you know, the emotional range of like everything he was trying to convey in it. Like you were talking about, like being with friends, and it's like it's an emotional, invoking song.
Yeah. And now we're back to the start.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, music be taking you on journeys. It's crazy. We halfway through. There's 2 more tracks left, but let's keep it rolling. This is number 3, Love on the Weekend.
Definitely my favorite track on this EP.
Oh, so he's heard this one. He's heard this one.
It's a Friday, we finally made it. I can't believe I get to see your face. Love on the weekend, like only we can. Loving every minute.
Very classic John Mayer.
Yeah, totally. Throwback to like the first couple albums.
Oh yeah.
I want you, baby, like you can't understand. Oh, love on the weekend, we found a message in a bottle we were drinking.
Absolutely amazing.
This EP definitely jumps back and forth
Yeah.
a lot.
That really leaves the door open for like how dope the album is gonna be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Like with so many waves coming up, or like we don't know how many waves are coming
because
up.
we don't know when the album coming. But
Yeah.
if he wants to keep giving us waves,
We're not complaining.
Exactly. You want to keep dropping waves? I know there's 2 out, but you want to drop a couple more? No arguments here.
Absolutely.
Next time we can go into another serotonin overflow. Love on the weekend. I'm busted up, but I'm loving every minute.
I just got goosebumps. Holy shit. Yo. Boy, John Mayer's. I'm saying. Power of music, John Mayer's just killing the game. I cannot wait for the album. Oh. Number 4, You're Gonna Live Forever in Me. Okay. Okay, that's different.
Yeah.
I'm messing with it though. That's crazy.
Great Big Bang and dinosaurs, fiery rain and meteors. It all ends unfortunately. But you're gonna live forever in me.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just right in the feels. Right in the feels every time John Mayer.
Ooh. The way he was just so smooth with that run. Oh my god. Y'all be sleeping on John Mayer's vocals. Oh.
You're gonna live forever in me.
That is insanity. Wow.
It's your destiny. Life is full of sweet mistakes and love's an honest one.
Anytime I hear strings, it's over. Strings always win, I'm telling you. It's so beautiful. We don't even need commentary over it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Just listen and feel.
honestly, that's all we've been doing.
And when the pastor asks the pews for reasons he can't marry you, I'll keep my word and my seed. that you're gonna live forever in me. Just wait and see.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Wow. Oh, I love when they leave that last part in. When they step off the piano, you can hear like the keys get let up on. Oh, that's beautiful.
You know, it doesn't even need a guitar. There's no guitar in it. It's just the piano, his voice, and, you know, a little bit of strings in the background that just
With
truly...
some whistling too. Just little cherry on top of the whole thing. Oh, yo, I need the album now. I need it.
Yeah.
Where's it at? Where's the release date? You know, get me hype. I need it. I need it. Final thoughts on the search for everything. Wave 1. This is the best way to hype up your upcoming music because it's the best tease in the smallest portion possible. You know what I mean? Because normally EPs are like 2 tracks or, you know, 5 tracks. Like the extended play, which is what EP stands for, the extended play definitely varies, but I think 4 is the best way to appease people, but also be like, yeah, you like this. Wait till the album.
The album is 50-50 in terms of there's 2 songs that are very poppy.
Exactly.
That are like traditional John Mayer, and then you have like the last song and Changing, where it's like they're very, you know, like soft-spoken and more, like they're very emotional.
Yeah. He definitely was putting, I guess, what he's been capturing for preparation of the album in those kind of tracks while he was having fun on Moving On and Getting Over and Love on the Weekend. You know, like those are his, we jamming right now.
Yeah.
But I guess in the 4 years of him, you know, living life and getting material for what he's about to give us was channeled in tracks like Changing and You're Gonna Live Forever in Me. I say this all the time, you can't sing like that, or you can't give enough emotion to your music like that if you haven't been through some stuff, or if you're not experiencing stuff to put that kind of emotion inside of the music that you put out.
Absolutely. And the fact that, you know, this is his 10th album and he's been around for 20 years, like longer than I've, 22 years now.
Yeah, that's how old I am.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
like
crazy.
Been around in our entire lives, and he's still able to hit home in with these tunes. He did initially when he first came out, the reason he became big, but at the same time, drop this way deeper music on us and really explore his writing ability, which really takes me back.
And I feel that because he wants to be known as a writer, I think now more than ever, like it didn't feel like that was the angle he was going for on his previous work, but it feels like because like a lot of people always reference that he knew what he wanted to do at the age of like I think 12 or 13. Like it's in one of the school books wherever he went to school, but like he knew right then and there that he wanted to be a musician, that he wanted to do music. So I feel like whenever he like was talking about his direction, it's always shown like more than everything else on the music. So I feel like with what he's given us now, even on the poppier songs, it's definitely an evolution of him as a songwriter. Because the way that he was putting analogies and the lyricism together and Moving On and Getting Over, how they're not 2 friends anymore, that's crazy. That's a crazy concept. Like listening to it and analyzing it, I was like, that's crazy. Instrumentation has never been lacking with any John Mayer album I've listened to, but I just feel like it's gonna be a next level type of thing. Like I follow him on Snapchat too, and he's hilarious, but he's either shredding, playing with his dog, but it's really dope, and it's cool to see him in this headspace going into this music, because I'm one of the few that like it when artists create when they're happy, because a lot of people like it when artists are depressed, and you know it's the whole Eminem debate, like he was making better music when he was on drugs and stuff. Yeah, I'm like, I agree in that aspect, but I'm happy that he's not.
Like he's happy and he's not just in a depressed, dark place anymore.
Listen, let's just be happy that Eminem is sober and he's healthier than ever. Yeah. Because I mean, although the music may have been better then, he was messed up. Yeah. He was depressed. He was angry. He was in a dark place. Exactly. So now that he's in this, you know, new headspace and still making music first and foremost, which is just crazy. Anybody that's been around like John Mayer, like Eminem, like Lady Gaga, anybody that's been around for 10 years or more, Stevie Wonder and them, Neil Diamond and them, Guns N' Roses, The Grateful Dead, you know, these people that are still out there making music and still, you know, giving stuff to the people, performing for the people. That's incredible. That's a feat in and of itself. Yeah. So even though you may only want to be with the classics, we just got to recognize that they still doing it. Absolutely. Like, I feel like that's something that isn't really looked at with artists. Like, well, you know, I like this old stuff better. Like, the same thing with Prince. That man had 32 albums or 33 albums that we know of. Because, you know, apparently he's got all this stuff in the vault. But over 30 albums? That is ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was still making music, still performing. And, you know, I got the great privilege to see him numerous times while he was alive. And I'm always going to keep that with me because he's still the best actor I've seen live. But the fact that, you know, he was popping in the 80s and the 70s and continued to just transcend genres and reinvent himself time and time and time again throughout his lifespan is amazing to me.
You have to respect the entire catalog as a whole. Like, people talk about Kid Cudi and they're like, his new music isn't the same as it used to be. And it's like, well, you know, 10 years ago he wanted to kill himself. And he was writing about, I'm in my room alone, demented. Now he's like, hey, I'm really happy and we're outside now. And everybody's like, go back inside, dude. Like, close the windows.
That makes me so angry with people because it's like, they're out here creating not only for themselves, but for us too.
Absolutely.
It's ungrateful and just really disrespectful to just be like, I don't like you happy. You need to be depressed so I can enjoy you more. How selfish is that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't get it sometimes. Like, and I wonder how artists, again, how they can do it for so long because it's such a double-edged sword. Either you be creative and they hate you, or you're depressed and you hate yourself and they love you. Like, that's such a catch-22. But yeah, I'm just on the edge of my seat for this new album. I'm gonna have to check out Wave 2 really soon, but Wave 1 is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I think the rest of the waves are gonna be just as phenomenal, if not more. And I think the album overall is gonna be another great release of the year. If he decides to put it out this year. He might even put it out next year. I never know with artists anymore because the release date is pretty much obsolete. You know, ever since Beyonce dropped that surprise album in 2013, the release date has been obsolete.
Yeah.
Which on one hand is cool because it's like, damn, new music. But I kind of did like waiting.
Forward to something.
Yeah, the hype was building as the days got closer. I like that the release date is obsolete, but I also miss the release date. Like, I'm definitely reminiscent of the release date. So I keep it in my heart, but in the same light, I'm like, oh, yo, just drop it on me. I don't want to wait anymore. Just drop it on me. I'm definitely looking forward to the 10th album. The 10th album. Let me say it one more time for y'all that didn't get that. The 10th album from John Mayer. I think it's going to be great, as everything else that he does. But whenever you want to put that out, put it out. Because I'm going to buy it. I'm going to listen to it on repeat, all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Oh, I cannot wait. Shout out to you, John Mayer. Can't wait for the album. That is going to do it for this episode of The Tune Up. Thank you so much for stopping by, my man.
Thank you for having me, my man.
Of course. All of Jake's socials will be in the description if you want to follow him on any and everything. You can also follow me on any and everything. Anything else you want to add?
Just wanted to say thank you for having me again. It's always a pleasure discussing music with you.
Of course, man. Same to you. And like I said, we go way back. This is normally the basis of our conversation along with social ongoings and everything. So I'm just happy to have you here, my man.
Thank you so much.
Of course. That's Jake. I'm Jared. We out.